a bag with $1 million in it? This was the question my friend Kweku asked me one hot afternoon in 1984. I was 5 years old. My family had just moved back home to Ghana, and I had just made my first friend, the boy next door. We were sitting on the steps outside my mother's kitchen, and my new friend was getting to know me. I'd already answered the crucial question of, do you have a football, and what will happen if we set fire to a lizard's tail, when he brought up this important moral and ethical quandary. Now, after a few moments of silence, my simple answer was, well, I'll give the bag to my daddy so that he can take it to the police station. Kweku burst out laughing. You two, you are foolish, Papa. If you don't want to chop money, why do you want the policeman to chop it for you? Thinking back, that may well have been the beginning of my loss of innocence. That realization that there are people who disagree with my parents' strict moral code, and that such people thought it was foolish to do the right thing. In 1984, that was my introduction to Ghana. Fast forward, several years later, and I'm wondering whether my motherland has changed at all. Do people still think it's foolish to do the right thing? Well, let's see. What would you think of a police officer who refused your bribe and insisted on taking you to court for a traffic offense? What would you think of a journalist who refused to take your sole in exchange for writing a story in your favor? How would you feel if the professor who helped your son gain admission to university returned the crates of drinks and bags of rice that you handed him as a thank you? If you gave a thick brown envelope to your local ECG officer for an illegal connection that nobody would ever find out about and he declined, what would you think of him? Be honest, what would you think of all these people? Wouldn't you say they are dumb to turn down free money for something they would never be penalized for? In Ghana, it seems we ridicule the saints and revere the sinners. For us, the real crime is to fail to take advantage of any situation where you can profit illegally without getting caught. It's almost as if the only real sin for a Ghanaian is to break the 11th commandment, thou shalt not get caught. My dear friend, when did we become like this? When did we decide that it was wrong to do the right thing? When did we decide that the real heroes among us are those who get away with murder? What message are we sending to our children when we introduce them to rich politicians who didn't even own bicycles before they went into government, and we call them honorable? When we get stopped by the police and we place phone calls to our friends in high places who get us off the hook, and then we drive on to drop our kids at Sunday school, what are we really teaching them? For some of us, it's too late. We have created a system that makes it too easy for us to do the wrong thing and get away with it. But if we allow this cancer of moral misdirection to infect the next generation, then we would be a truly unforgivable crime. That would be a truly unforgivable crime. African-American Congressman J.C. Watts once said, "Character is doing the right thing when nobody is looking." There are too many people who think that the only thing that is right is to get by, and the only thing that is wrong is to get caught. My name is Kojo Yankson, and as long as the sky remains above and the earth below, right will never be wrong, and wrong will never be right. Good morning, Ghanafo.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together. It's got to get better.